Here with men's tennis coach Jeff Halberg. Coach, coming off of a couple of nice wins last weekend against Concordia, Wisconsin and Ripon. Now you get to head down south and enjoy a little fun in the sun as you go on your spring break. Before we talk about the break and the trip that you're taking, let's talk about those two matches last weekend. Very dominant performances by the guys, and really right now they seem to really be hitting their stride.
They really are doing a nice job. They are. It was a very intentional thing of setting up the match with Concordia. They have won their conference a few years in a row. They are really on track to win it again. And I like to be able to take on non-conference competition, but we want a purpose to it as well. And Concordia, conference champion, it's kind of nice to be able to challenge them and see where we'd sit in the conference. And right now, after the weekend, looks like we would win their conference. We beat them 7-2. It was a great match, though. Concordia is a tough team. They gave it a really good battle. So it was a nice match to prepare us, again, for those future conference matches that will be coming up. And then, of course, Ripon. Ripon is a storied program, very well known in Wisconsin and Division III, has one of the most successful programs in Division III in Wisconsin. They kind of had a downslide for a couple of years, but the new coach, who's a former Division I coach, is getting them back on the right track. We weren't quite sure what we were going to face on the day, but though we won 9-0, 9-0 was a bit of a lie in some ways, because I really thought Ripon gave us a good match. It was some good competition. They battled hard, but my guys just had a great day on it, to be honest with you. There was that, they came right off that great Concordia win, and they were rolling when we got there. So we never quite let Ripon in the match, but it was actually some really nice tennis, which was, in some ways was kind of a nice confidence builder for us.
Mike Lunka, Sam Puff are playing extremely well right now. Both of them are entering your spring break on kind of a bit of a roll. You've got a nice lineup going, especially at the top. Talk a little bit about the play of your top three. You've got Lunka at 1, you've got Bobby Steingraber at 2, and then you got Sam at 3. Seems to be a very, very formidable lineup going against just about anybody.
Yeah, we're really pleased with how they've been progressing. Number one doubles, for instance, they're undefeated right now. Mike and Bobby haven't lost a match yet, and they were determined. Obviously, in the Concordia match, they faced 6 match points against them, and they just refused to lose. It was amazing because Bobby had to return those 6 match points, and he made every shot, including one a running winner down the line to hold off one of the match points. So, I mean, we couldn't have been faced with a tougher thing, but they were determined to keep that going. They were like, no, we're not going to give it up easily, and they held out. Mike has been very solid at number 1, just playing great tennis. Bobby had a little bit of a blip. He started great, had a blip, but then he stepped in and played really well against Ripon, kind of got himself back on track. And Sammy's one of those guys, he's a nightmare for people to play. He's fast as lightning. He's got heavy topspin ground strokes that make it very hard to earn points off him. And for instance, the match he played against Concordia, the guy we had played the previous year, was much improved. I was really impressed with his opponent's game, and he had really stepped up his game from the previous year. But he just couldn't make a breakthrough against Sam. As well as he was hitting, Sam just refused to give him anything. And in the end, it was, they had a great match, but he knew that you could see the frustration on his face because he's like, I played so well, and I just could not make a dent. But that's Sam in a nutshell. If you're going to beat him, you have to beat him. He will never beat himself.
Talk a little bit now about the trip. Anytime you talk to anybody saying you're going to go on spring break, it's going to go to Orlando, we're going to have some fun in the sun. But really, there's some business to be done here. You're playing some teams that you haven't faced before. How do you approach this week in terms of what do you want to get out of it as the coach?
Well, it's kind of a twofold thing. I mean, it is nice, obviously, to go down south and get some sun on our backs. But one of the things that, of course, we know we're facing when not long after we return, might be a little bit of a delay, is we start playing outdoors. And I don't like to have my players step into an outdoor match with little preparation. They need to know and get a good feel for playing outdoors because it is a different concept altogether. Spatially, just being able to hit a ball when you've got the big blue sky above you and all those types of things, the sounds, and really in some ways almost the dimensions of the court. Obviously they're the same indoors and out, but it doesn't always feel that way because when you have a bigger space around you, sometimes it makes that court feel a little smaller. And so it's a different concept, and it's important for them to get that feel for things. So yeah, in that sense, that practical sense, we need to have that kind of stuff happen. Our opponents, to be honest with you, 3 unknown quantities, all Division III teams. And I wanted to kind of keep it with Division III competition, see kind of what else is out there in the nation. And I'm looking forward to playing these guys because all 3, St. Mary's has never played any of these schools before. And so it'll be fun to see what we're facing. But I know the guys are looking forward to it. It's just, it's a fun trip, and you love to challenge yourself against different teams around the nation.
Spring break in Orlando, Florida. You can't get much better than that. Good luck this week, Coach.
Thank you.